We are just starting out here. Bum, bum, bum.
This is another short Vinyasa flow practice, and since you already clicked, you're already here, let's practice together. Roll out your mat and we will get started in a downward facing dog. Take your time to arrive, set up your downward facing dog.
I think we're just about done getting set up here. Bum, bum. Got dog in the background, got my cushion. What's up, guys? For the people on my Facebook who are tuning in live, it's great to have you. For those who don't know me, my name's Phil, because I'm also streaming live to Twitch and Facebook, and YouTube. And we're just going to go through. I'm actually going to follow along with one of my favorite yoga instructors on YouTube. Their YouTube channel is called Breathe and Flow. And they're the ones who kind of got me into yoga and doing yoga as a practice and wanting to teach, especially this gentleman here. Just because when you go on YouTube, there are not too many male instructors whatsoever on YouTube. I remember one of my first videos I followed was Breathe with Adrian. Everybody kind of starts with Breathe with Adrian, especially if you are on the YouTube yoga scene. She has thousands and thousands of videos. She's a great resource for anybody looking to get into yoga. This gentleman here is fantastic. Learned a lot from him and different cueings and whatnot, and the way to feel your body. Before we get started, I am going to shout out Rolga foam rollers. They are the best foam rollers on the market. These little crevices here find your muscles real nice. They loosen them up real good. Rolling up my hamstrings, IT bands, and my quads. I'm going to get to my piriformis muscles in my back in just a second. And I'll finish with inside my groin. This is not typically how I start out most of my yoga practices, but today felt a little necessary. Been skating a lot. Roughing ice hockey is a passion of mine, so it's important to say, as I would say, loosey goosey for that. You don't want to feel like a brick while you're trying to skate up and down for 60 minutes, especially when you're skating the three official system. Feeling tight, feeling not right is something I don't. It's not cool when you're skating 3-man by yourself like that to feel tight and tired and not right. Last thing I always do is get inside my groin with this foam roller. Ooh, I don't know if y'all heard that, but my groin just popped pretty good. I doubt you guys heard it, but something I hear often. There goes the other one. I don't know where they often pop into, but feels good after. I'm actually gonna take a quick break here and grab a t-shirt because it's hot in the sweatshirt. Oh, look who came to visit. This is Shadow. Oh, where you going? Where you going? Look, he's a good boy. Shadow will probably invade some personal space while I start moving. So it'll be fun for you guys to watch. Oh, good stretch him. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do soon. Okay, so let's do it. 15-minute intermediate. What does it say here? 15-minute intermediate practice. We're in meet and down dog.
And we'll spend the first several breaths in stillness to fully arrive to connect to the breath and to set our intention for the practice today.
Take some time here to breathe. He said, set your intention. My intention is to really just kind of feel good
Set
in my
up a
body.
breath that works well for you, that you can maintain throughout this practice. Even though we're moving a lot, we want to keep the breath calm and stay connected to this stillness within.
My intention is always to just feel good in my body, to give it a little bit of a
Let's
break.
roll through the spine forward to plank pose.
I'm like planking over my dog right now.
And shift forward, come high onto the toes. Slowly bend the arms, lower all the way down. For 3, 2, and 1. Untuck the toes, reach the hands back. Feet on the ground, lift the chest. And lower. That's 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down, upward facing dog on your inhale.
I'm actually
Glutes
gonna
are
take
engaged.
Cobra here.
Look straight ahead.
Just a little different variation.
And move the hips up and back.
I'm not ready to move that
For
way in my
downward
practice
facing
right
dog.
now.
Lift your right leg up, three-legged dog. On the exhale, the right knee to the left wrist.
Right knee to left wrist.
Pull it up to the left armpit. Side plank on the left.
Little awkward transition.
Reach your right arm up and over the head. Lift your right leg up. Look to the front right corner of the mat and step the right foot there for lizard lunge. Move the hips around for a moment to arrive.
Lizard lunge is one of my favorites. Some of the hockey players in my
And
chat
come onto your fingertips.
probably know it as well as greatest.
And we start to move the hips back, straighten both legs. However far you can go, and then bend again. Now a little bit faster. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the lizard lunge. Straighten both legs, pivot the feet to the left. Standing straddle forward fold. Relax and fold down.
Just like notice how he moved in his body and I moved completely differently in my body. That's perfectly okay. Like I don't need to make
Keep a
it
little
look
bit
like him.
of squeezing the feet towards another to keep it more active. And then lift up halfway, bring the heels in, the toes out for goddess pose, rise up. You can just connect the palms in front of your chest or have the arms out or extend the arms kind of halfway as if you're hugging around something. Bend a little
Feel
bit
this a lot in my
deeper with your
groin.
hips. Bend the knees.
My groin, my knees, my hips.
Try to lift a bit more up from the pelvic floor through the center of your upper body. Keep lengthening
This
up
position is
through the
starting to
front
get a
of your
little
head.
hard. It's just important to just keep on breathing.
And then straighten your legs again. Bring the heels out. The toes are again in. Fold down. Lift up halfway. Inhale. Exhale, Skandasana to the left. Bend your left knee, straighten the right. Move to the front of the mat, lizard lunge again. Now move the left hand a bit more to the left. Reach your right arm forward, shift forward, step the left leg through, lift your left hip up high as you can. Maybe hold on to the foot if you want to make it a bit easier. And then let's set the hips down, come onto your back. Left leg is up, right leg is straight, forward, and we now lean back a little bit to pick up some momentum. Then you bend both knees, land the feet. We meet in Chaturanga. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank. Knees down, elbows down. Glide through. Upward facing dog as you inhale.
Again, I'm just going to take a Cobra
Exhale,
here.
down dog. Release your forearms down. Dolphin pose. As you do so, try to lower both elbows at the same time.
Yoga hat is
Walk
never the
feet
move.
just a tiny bit forward. Try to keep the legs straight. Look towards the thumbs. Shift forward. Chaturanga. Plank. Down dog. Dolphin. Keep going. I know the ones that have been practicing with us for a while have been waiting for this. You're welcome. Let's do 2 more. Chaturanga. Plank. Keep the breath soft. Down dog. Last one. Dolphin. Chaturanga. Plank. Down dog. Left leg up and back. Bring your left knee to the right wrist. Pull it up to the right armpit. Side plank on the right hand.
Big fan of this transition here.
Reach your left arm up and over the head. Lift your left leg up. Move to the front left corner of the mat. Step the left foot there. Lizard lunge. Arise, both hands down. Move around. And then come onto your fingertips. We move the hips again back. More dynamic, more ballistic stretching. It is very good for the elasticity properties of your fascia. So move the hips back, straighten both legs, and come forward.
Doing the same thing on the other side.
9.
Right side
8,
felt way more looser than
7,
this.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten both legs. Standing straddle forward fold. So yes, both feet are not in line. That's on purpose. The left foot is a bit more towards the left edge of your mat. And sometimes this perfection of hand and foot placement can actually hold your practice back. Or to overcome this could be part of the practice. I remember when I started, I was getting a little bit irritated when the mat is like folded over or a little bit wrinkly.
Yeah, me
somewhere.
too.
So I made that part of my practice to let go of that.
It really bothered me. Like if I'm not
Lift
even
up
using a
halfway,
mat
bring
right
the
now.
heels in, toes out, goddess pose. Now you can see me also better from this angle. I like to just really focus on this energy in front of me within my arms.
Used to bother me when I was like off the
The
mat.
horse stance we know
Now I'm
from
not even using a mat.
Qigong. And many other practices. Lower the hips a bit more down. Really feel into the big toes, the inner feet, and then the strength and
Notice
the
on the
lift
second
through
position, I'm way lower.
the inner
Way
legs, the
lower.
inner thighs, up to the pelvic floor, and then lifting up in front of the spine, up to the crown of your head, and then out. Bend the knees a bit more. And straighten your legs. Heels out, toes in, fold down. Lift up halfway. Skandasana to the right.
Breathing.
Bend your right knee, straighten the left. Let's move to the front of the mat for lizard lunge. Bring the right hand a bit more to the right edge. Reach the left hand forward. Shift forward, step the right leg through. This is the harder one because it requires more strength and control. The easier one is to hold the leg, at least strength-wise, not flexibility-wise. Set the hips down, come back, right leg up, left leg forward. Use some momentum, bend both knees, feet down, and then step or float back to Chaturanga. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank. Downward facing dog. Bring the feet a bit wider apart. And from here we roll through into an up dog. Engage the glutes and then downward dog.
This is my first up dog.
Forward to up dog
Because I did not feel up to it before.
to downward dog. Upward
This
dog.
is the
Here,
same
so
way.
I'm staying on the toes.
Very similar way I
Keeping the
run my
toes
practices. I'll
tucked
give you a
under.
lot of options.
Down dog. 2 more.
To make it a more suitable
Up dog.
practice for everybody.
Down dog. Last one. And release the knees down. For child's pose, Balasana, let the forehead rest down to the ground. Let the hips be heavy.
Great for the hips. Great to just reconnect here.
And then slowly push yourself up. Come into a seated position. Could be seated on the heels, or bring the legs forward, cross your legs, close your eyes. Place your hands wherever it's comfortable. Let's just take a minute in silence to focus on the breath. Just a 1 minute meditation. We all can do 1 minute. We all can also do 5 minutes, 10 and 15. It just depends on your priorities. So let's start with 1 minute.
Each breath, I try and let my shoulders come away from my ears. Relax a little bit more in my mind and body. Each breath, I'm trying to let something go that doesn't serve me, that I don't need today. Can't really tell you what that is. What I can tell you is that I feel it.
Before I let you go, I want you to think of one thing that you want to do today that's helping you to take care of yourself. For example, going to the gym, doing another yoga practice, eating a healthy meal, drinking a nice glass of clean water.
Well, that actually
going
sounds
on a
good right
walk,
now.
things like that. Just one thing.
Some high quality H2O. Sounds
And really
delicious
commit
right now.
to doing that one thing, just like you committed to this practice. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you very much for practicing with me. It's been my honor to guide you through this practice. And if you're joining me, I also don't feel so lonely. So thanks so much for doing that. Since you already made it so far, I would like it if you consider at least liking.
Yeah, so 15 minutes of yoga, just 15. Oh, what happened here? Whoopsie daisy. That's not my name. Change that up real quick. I don't know why I did that. You know, just like 15 minutes of yoga here. I feel way looser, especially in my groin and my hamstrings. You know, my shoulders feel a little tight. My hips still feel a little, no, my hips feel pretty good. My shoulders are extremely tight, or not extremely tight, but they feel pretty tight. So I'm actually just going to do one of my favorite poses for shoulders and for hips. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to try and help you guys get into that. So first things first, everybody, we're going to meet on our stomach like this. You're going to meet on my stomach. We'll start with my left arm, and this is actually a pretty good view. See my right leg, left arm. My left arm is going to go out. My head's going to turn to the right. What we're going to do is we're going to bend our right knee, and I'm going to roll over onto my left hip, onto my left shoulder, and you'll feel that stretch in your left pec, a little bit in your cuff, not your rotator cuff, and you'll feel it in your internal right hip. So I roll, and with that breath, I settle into the pose. Today I feel this one in my neck, my scapula, my lower back, as well as my left pec. My right knee sinks down. And if I know I said internal hip, I misspoke. It's actually, I feel this a lot in my right external hip. When you're ready, we come back to center and just switch sides. Right hand goes out, bend that left knee, and we're going to roll onto that right shoulder. Bam. Oh, scorpion pose on the right shoulder. My head is looking toward my left hand. Again, whatever feels comfortable for you. So if for some reason this side's just a little bit tighter, you don't have to overstretch. Like even just stacking your feet like this is enough for my right shoulder, my right pec. Having that left foot on the outside of our body just is an added bonus for our hips. On our last best breath, let's return back to center. And we're just gonna wiggle our hips left and right, shake that booty. Shake that booty. Shake that booty. And we're just gonna meet in Sphinx to even out both sides. I first started my first ever yoga class. I was 16 years old, playing AAA hockey in New Jersey. And I think it was every Thursday, our athletic trainer would host a yoga class for something like 22 young men. So imagine how that went. A lot of kids would giggle and not take it seriously. I tried to take it as seriously as I could. The goalies took it especially seriously because it pertained to their flexibility. And goalies were always I find goalies to always be very mindful because it's just them. They're kind of like that last wall of defense in hockey. So it's important that their mind was always right. Defensemen too. Defensemen often got blamed for certain things and certain decisions that they would make on the ice. So I would always try and take my yoga practice there very seriously, which was hard, with the other players giggling and whatnot. Fast forward, I think it would be something like 3 or 4 years later, I got a job at Harbor Fitness in Brooklyn, New York. And the only reason I took that position was to start doing yoga classes at the gym and before my shift. And when I tell you I was the only male in the room at 7 a.m., like, that's no word of a lie. Besides that, I was with some, lovely women, elderly women, and it's just very uncomfortable when you're the only you're the only male in that class, right? So after that, I would do like exactly how we just did, some random YouTube videos with some of my teammates in college, and enjoyed that. We would always do like a sauna and yoga practice, and it was fantastic. And when the pandemic hit, it seemed like I was doing more working out than going to school or playing hockey. And with the gyms being closed, and like this is what I had was YouTube, and a little rug or a little 6x2 yoga mat, and it was so comforting to have that constant practice every day during the pandemic. Having that routine, those habits, trying to create those habits, and it just, like, after that, it just stuck with me. Those practices just stuck with me, and I found Breathe with Flow, Breathe and Flow, their YouTube channel, and it was one of the only male instructors I've ever seen on in a live class, first of all, in a YouTube class, second of all, um, and it just made me want to teach more, young men and men, and kind of help the male yoga community be a part of it, be a teacher, and by no means I'm no spiritual guru. I'm not the most insightful person whatsoever, but I really like helping people just feel good in their bodies, um, through this mindfulness practice and through this movement practice, you know. So yeah, I mean, like, that's a little bit about me and my story, and how I got to start doing yoga, and why I wanted to become a teacher. It was to help, more people feel better in their bodies, whether they had, a hard workout the day before, or an injury in a sporting event or a car accident, whatever the case may be. Is reestablishing the mind body connection. Um, actually, just thinking about it, I skated a lot this year, and every October, just before Christmas, Thanksgiving, Christmas break, I would have groin strains in my body, and it would be very difficult for me to skate, and I would have to get wrapped, and do a lot of preventative stuff to try and help that. And this is actually the first year where, doing yoga all summer and staying with it, once or twice a week, I haven't had a groin strain this year, which is really rare for me, and I'm actually very thankful. Um, Not to mention, being this practice helps me be mindful in my everyday life, whether I'm on the ice working, or I'm with my fiance, and hard topics come up, and just trying to settle myself a little bit, and try and be better, try and be 1% better every day, and this practice kind of helps me with that. Sorry, my dog is chewing on a pig's ear, and he's just so cute. Ain't that right, buddy? Num 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 num. um, yeah. So please, I started my own yoga practice, Yoga for Goals, as you see in the thumbnail up to the right, and the bottom left is my name. Feel free. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do right now? I'm gonna switch my name to my website, which, I mean, is really no different than the handle here. yogaforgoals.com, where I have one-on-one appointments available. I also have discounts. Just please come ahead and ask. I will make packages and memberships so everyone could find this practice a little bit more accessible for themselves. Like there's no reason to kill yourself financially for healthy movement. So you're so distracting, dude. So cute and distracting. But yeah, like that's that's what I'm about. So join us if you can. If you can't, maybe next time, maybe next year. But yeah, it's a pleasure doing this little 30-minute practice with you, or I guess 15-minute practice, and showed you one of my favorite poses, that scorpion pose. So thank you, everybody. Have a great Wednesday.